What is the meaning of entrepreneurship for you? How would you define the term entrepreneur?
So entrepreneur goes through various hardships, right? And there's no shortcut to that. It's something that you have to live with. There are challenges, but the only way to describe it in one word is if you actually love what you do, right? If you don't love what you do, and entrepreneurship is not a job. You should be paid nothing. You're paid in terms of love, and that's why I have this guy Spot here. He's a streetie. I've got him in my office, and he lives here throughout the day, and he stays in my building in the night, in my office building in the night. And nobody can tell me what to do because I'm the entrepreneur and he has to be in office.
Okay.
So the freedom that you have to do what you want to do with all the love.
Okay.
That's simple words what it is.
Hi everyone, welcome to ELI, the place where you get your daily dose of inspiration for entrepreneurship. And today we have with us Mr. Mohit Lalvani, the founder of Captain Jack, which is a pet care brand. Hi Mohit, welcome to ELI.
Hi Priya, it's Captain Zack, and well, thanks for having me on the show.
I'd request you to introduce yourself to our audience, please.
Yeah, so I'm Mohit Lalvani, the founder of Captain Zack. I'm in love with animals as much as I love my family. I have two dogs and six cats at home, and one dog in my office right now,
Mhm.
a stray puppy I picked up, and he's with me this year. It
Okay.
was my birthday yesterday, and I've taken an oath to keep him with me. Um, Basically, I'm an entrepreneur. Uh, I've been running a number of businesses all my life, and I've given up most of my steady businesses, and I've started this venture of mine called Captain Zack, which I believe is going to elongate and lengthen the life of a pet. So my objective and my mission in Captain Zack is to make pets happier, healthier, and live longer.
Okay. Tell us more about Captain Jack. What are the products or services that we provide?
So Captain Zack basically is a product brand. We don't have services, and we do have services which are free of cost. Uh, Products we participate in all categories. There is grooming, there is nutrition, and there is habitat. So that's something that goes in the dog's hair and skin and cats as well. Uh, in their mouth as treats, foods and various kinds of things you're coming up with. And habitat is for the surroundings at home. So beds, towels, toys, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Also, can you tell us how it all started? When was the first day of Captain Jack and how it all started?
So Captain Zack was conceptualized when I was running a skincare brand. I still am running a skincare brand. And my wife told me one day at home, one evening, I walked in, I had my bag in my hand as well. And my wife told me that, Mohit, you've done so much of work for about 25 years. I worked for human hair and human skin, building brands, and I had my own brand as well. Eventually, my wife told me that you've done so much for humans. Why not do something for the pets? And anyway, Zach has been itching, and Zach is 13 today. So Zach is my pet. Zach
Okay.
is 13, and that's the inspiration, by the way. I forgot to tell you that at the start.
Mhm.
He was 8 when I thought of this brand,
Okay.
and it was not that difficult, but there are nuances between pets and humans and animals, and I figured out what those were, and then I thought that it's let me venture into it. So the first product that I made was one shampoo for Zach,
Okay.
and that one shampoo was fantastic for Zach. It really helped him reduce his itching,
Okay.
and one became two, and two became four shampoos, and then the range became a whole bunch of things. Right now we have 30 unique SKUs which are only meant for grooming your pet, and then we branched out into nutrition
Okay.
uh, and habitat, because I realized that Zach is getting older, and as he's getting older, he's not able to have outside food, which is packaged food. So I decided to make him home food, and then I decided to make home food for other pets as well. So
Mhm.
my home recipes are put into a factory and made for the other pets that are there.
Okay. Before we start discussing more about Captain Jack, can you give us a perspective on how the pet care market is in India, especially especially it's a country where people do not have that much income to spend on their pets compared to other developing nations. So how does the industry operate in India?
So the pet care industry in India basically is give and take a little bit above half a billion, sorry,
Mhm.
right? Which is about 600 billion, as against US, which is 100 billion.
Mm.
Uh, that doesn't mean the industry is small. It just means that the industry is not very educated, because India has the fifth largest population of pets in the world, fifth largest country for
Mhm.
pet population. But we are number 75th when it comes to the consumption of pet products for
Mm.
your pet. So
Yeah.
there's a big gap, right? So there's an opportunity of getting towards that number of China and US and other countries,
Mm.
but it needs education, because people still use human shampoos on dogs. People still use washing powders on dogs. People still give food to their dogs that can actually harm them very badly. And
Mm.
therefore, the education needed. And Captain Zack, we believe that we are the thought leaders in the industry. We educate pet parents and we give products that are safe for your pet to live longer. So the
Okay.
industry has a long way to grow still, but the pet population is India has the fastest growing pet population in the world.
Okay. Um, Also, can you tell us about the growth journey of Captain Zack? Uh, how did you build the channel, and how did you find the initial set of customers for the brand?
So Captain Zack started off always being an omni-channel brand. So we are online and offline.
Mhm.
I didn't want to be only an online brand or only an offline brand, because I believe both are important for us, especially because offline for the pets is an experience, because your pet is goes for an outing with the pet parent to a shop to buy products for the pets.
Mhm.
And online is important because now COVID has happened and no one realized how important online would be. So it's important to be in both categories for us. Captain Zack, basically, the way we have spread ourselves out is we are obviously in the metros, tier one cities. We are participating with vets at their clinics. We are also in pet shops. We are in modern trade, and we are on Amazon, Flipkart, our own website as well. So we are very well spread out, and I think it's easy to get a Captain Zack product within a day or two, depending on which platform you go to. So the whole idea was Captain Zack to be accessible on both platforms, online, offline.
How do you source the ingredient for the products?
So every recipe that we have, every formulation that we have created, whether it's hair, skin, or something for the nutrition, everything is formulated or recipe is made by us in house. We have a doctor in our company. We have a nutritionist in our company. We have a fantastic R&D department, and that's my strength as well, R&D as well. And what we do is collectively we put together our thoughts, we get the product conceptualized, made. Of course, Zach tries it, and now I have a dog called Antonio,
Mhm.
who's 1 year old. Even he tries it, and we do a couple of trials. So we also have one more thing that we also, so the humans have a pH which is acidic, which is around 5.5, and dogs and cats have a pH which is a little more alkaline, about 6.5 to 7, say 7.
Okay.
So what we do is we make our products obviously to suit the pH of the dogs and cats,
Hmm.
and we get it tested on human volunteers, on human skin, live skin,
Mhm.
but humans that have got sensitive skin whose pH is 6.5, and we find that it doesn't irritate their skin. So
Hmm.
we assume that it won't irritate us, it won't irritate a pet skin as well.
Okay. Uh, Another curious point I have is when we validate our products, especially in the consumer products market, we do some tests and surveys on a new product and ask the customer whether they like it or not. But in the pet care market, I think the feedback collection loop is not complete because animals cannot speak. So, can you give us a perspective on how do big brands or big companies in this market validate their products?
That's in fact a fantastic question to ask, because it's just like the baby industry where you have a different consumer and different customer, right? So your customer is your pet parent and your consumer is the pet. Now you're right, the pets can't speak obviously, and neither can babies.
Mm.
The beauty is that with good products, your pet will actually indicate immediately because 90% of the pets have got something which is called atopic dermatitis,
Mm-hmm.
and they're bound to itch, right? And they get, scabs, and they get, so the itching is the most common thing amongst dogs. Also ticks and fleas, right? And ticks are live. So the moment you start using good products, the ticks start falling off. They
Mm-hmm.
get immobilized. Sometimes they even die.
Okay.
And your skin irritation gets reduced also when you use good products that don't irritate your skin. Good shampoos that are deep moisturizing can cause less scaling, less dandruff.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it happening because your pet will actually feel better. So they express themselves by the way they feel, by the way they behave, by
Okay.
the way their hair shines. So your hair will shine, your hair will smell better, your hair will, feel better, detangled,
Mm-hmm.
and your dog will eat better if he's fine. So there are a lot of ways to indicate a pet being healthy, feeling fine, compared to a pet not feeling good. Now
Okay.
you'll also notice that I keep saying pet parent,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a new word been coined a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I still feel India is a land of dog owners and not pet parents, right?
Okay.
I'm a pet parent, and I'm in this industry for a few years, and I never felt that I was a pet parent 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's only when I really realized that, there's a new way to sort of be a parent to your pet, was a few years ago, when I realized how important it is. I always had pets, and they've always been important to me. But you always felt that, I want a dog. Which dog do you have? I have a Labrador. But today, the importance of having a pet and being that parent itself is important. And that's exactly how Captain Zack has been able to penetrate with the pet parents. And slowly, slowly, I'm going to convert dog owners also into pet parents when they start using the pet products. A dog owner will use a human shampoo, a pet
Mm.
parent will not.
Understood. Building a consumer brand is an expensive process. Can you tell us how you have gone about building this brand and generating demand for the customer, demand for the product? And when did you reach the unit economics where the efforts are profitable for you?
So basically, the for us, we clearly believe, of course, is digital marketing and social media is the most important way to communicate. And there is no other way to communicate right now. There's no other way to communicate faster than social media and digital marketing. But what we've learned in Captain Zack is two things. One is word of mouth selling has been very effective for us. And
Mm-hmm.
when I say word of mouth selling, is that every customer that has bought our product gets a call from somebody in the office, and half of the times it's me. I
Mm-hmm.
call up customers myself, and I ask them for feedback. And as we scale up, it's obviously not been as effective because we are trying to do it, but we do send WhatsApps, we do send emailers, we send very personal messages to them, right? We know our customers well,
Mm-hmm.
and customers feel that they're part of this family,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore we get a lot of word of mouth recommendation and sales. A lot of orders that we've got have been, my neighbor has it and I wanted to inquire, is it good for my pet? And I most of the questions are answered by me. So any call that we get which is coming from the customer side, I answer.
Okay.
Any proactive calls that are made, my team makes those calls on their own. So that's one. Coming back to important, because what we believe, what we communicate is education worthy, and it's important for customers to come to our platform, come to our website. We also have a university, virtual university called Captain Zack's University of Berkeley. It's a spoof on Berkeley, and we also put up a lot of blogs there, and we tell people to come there and see and learn about your pet. We have tied up with a few faculty members from the industry, a trainer, a groomer, a person who reads dogs' minds, somebody for back remedies and whatnot. And we believe that if there's anything a pet parent has to ask, we have the answers for all. So in the beginning, I said we don't do services.
Mm.
We still don't do services, but we offer every service of a pet parent. If they want, they have any question, we answer it for them free of cost
Mm-hmm.
within 24 hours. So I think our service, our social media, our personal interaction with pet parents, I have about WhatsApp groups. I have myself have 6 WhatsApp groups with 250 pet parents each. That's 1,500 pet parents. I send out one broadcast message of something new being launched and the benefits, and I get 30, 20, 20, 30% response from them. Say thumbs up, good, we'll try it, we'll buy it. And that cost me nothing. It just cost my time. But the conviction that the founder himself is talking about it holds a lot of value. So we've done made a lot of effort into, talking to the pet parent personally.
Okay. Can you tell us what is the current scale up operation at Captain Zack?
We are currently striking at 1 crore a month on grooming.
Okay.
And we've just started nutrition, which is about 15, 20 lakhs a month. And that's going to become much, much more. So in time to come, nutrition will overtake grooming
Mm-hmm.
in the next 1 year.
Okay. And till the time we did not achieve profitability, how did you fund the operations?
Operations has been funded initially by me, but upon there was a time I realized that I should get outside investment, not for the money, but money as well as advice and guidance. So I started to contact people, and I got a round from an angel investor, who later on put the second round from he's a VC from his fund, and I got an HNI to put money as well. So I raised about a couple of million into Captain Zack. And as we speak right now, I'm raising another round in the next 10 days. It should be through for another round of money, much larger round.
Okay.
So I do have outside investment as well.
What are the different challenges that you have faced so far while building and growing this venture?
Challenges will always remain with us. There's no life without challenge, right?
Hmm.
The biggest challenge that we faced with us right in the start. So I break my captain's journey into exactly two halves.
Okay.
The first half was not accepted, shown the door, get out.
Hmm.
You're too expensive, right? But we stayed true to our brand. We did not make any shortcuts or changes. Our prices are slightly higher than the equivalents in the market.
Mhm.
But people realized that our brand started working. And the second half of the year, the word of mouth kicked off, and that helped a lot because we did a lot of sampling, we did a lot of talking about the brand, but we still have the challenges because what's happening is that, to be very honest with you, we don't have chemicals in our products. So, if something is wrong with your pet hair or skin really bad, we can't cure it. You have to go to a vet.
Mm.
We are definitely a very, very good prevention brand, as good as cure, right? But if your problem is chronic, you cannot. And what challenges we faced is people come to us thinking, ticks and fleas, my ticks are not dying, but they don't realize that your dog's got 500 ticks on him.
Mm.
And I can't kill 500 ticks. I can kill 50. So expectations from the product has been a challenge. Also, we don't use artificial fragrances on any products at all because artificial fragrances will 100% irritate your skin.
Mm.
We use essential oils, which are more expensive and also in a small dose because you can't use more than a certain dose. And your dog will not smell for long, right? You smell good for 2 hours, but 3, 4 hours later, he's not smelling nice. So we still have those challenges, trying to explain to pet parents that look at the health over what you feel is good or bad. Dog doesn't know he's smelling bad. You know that. But that's the dog. Why do you want him to smell nice at the cost of him itching his skin, So I think the biggest challenge that's going to be there all over the next half decade again is education of the pet parents, because you mentioned 10 minutes back that a dog cannot speak if he's feeling good or feeling bad, right? So there are indications a dog gives. Sometimes a pet parent misses those indications. Sometimes a pet parent is not there to see the indications. And the pet parent will just think it's not working. And then they blame the brand. So I think it's education is the only challenge that we have right now. Money is not a challenge. Money can be raised.
Okay. I have few questions around the life of entrepreneur. Uh, as an entrepreneur, you are expected to stay energetic and consistent over time. However, there would be instances where you feel tired and restless, or you may lose focus. And when that happens, the business might suffer as well. Can you tell us how you manage such situations where you lose focus?
So I have just made one change in my life. I have stopped going out to meet friends. I've stopped weekends going out. I get up early and I sleep late. I don't sleep late, but I sleep at a very decent hour. I get my 7 hours of sleep. So I'm not deprived of sleep. but I just stopped because I've started my own brand, startup brand, which is now 4 years old. I've decided that I have to give up some part of my life. So besides my family and my work, I don't have anything beyond that. And therefore, I don't feel so tired because I have enough time to catch up on my work as well. So I've just changed my lifestyle completely. I also drink less. I'm not a drinker, but if you go out socially, you tend to drink.
Hmm.
So because I don't drink, wake up fresh. I tend to go to the gym a little bit more often. So I'm
Hmm.
losing weight as well, and it helps me. It helps keeping my mind and body, less tired.
Which brings me to the next question. How do you manage your time? And tell us, how does your calendar look like on a typical day?
My calendar is busy for every hour of the day, right? Because thanks to COVID, we've got used to a lot of Zoom calls and Zoom meetings,
Hmm.
which is unnecessary as well. But what it's taught me is learn to have hard stops. So the only way you can discipline your day is a hard stop.
Hmm.
And for example, it's like a movie, right? You go watch a 3 hour movie, it's over in 3 hours.
Hmm.
So any meeting that you have in the start, I set down the objectives and we have a hard stop. And if it's over, it's over. If it's not over, it's still over.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it can go on. So there's no point. So I think hard stop is important.
Okay. Uh, Tell us, what are the different lessons you have learned as an entrepreneur? And this is my final question to you. What are the interesting lessons you have learned as an entrepreneur, which we can take away and apply to our lives and our ventures?
The most important lesson that I've learned in life is about punctuality. It teaches you a lot because you got to, so punctuality doesn't mean that your alarm clock rings and you get up. You have to also be committed, right? So I've learned that my calendar, my to do, my tasks are all three part of the punctuality. And if you're punctual, everything goes on well in your daily life. So that's one of the things that I would think of. And of course, being committed and devoted is thing. And above all is integrity. So there's no shortcut to whatever I do. I believe in integrity completely.
Okay. On this note, I think we have come to the end of the session. It was a great pleasure to host you here at ALI. And thanks for your time, Mohit. I would say my best wishes for Captain Zack.
Thank you. Thank you.